picture. Look at that. It's like Craggy Island. It's one of the kids' shows.
We are the Beauty Hags.
Oh, we are.
We are on. We are the Beauty Hags, and it is part 2 of your questions, this time non-beauty related. So switch off if you just want beauty, but if you just want to have a laugh, hello and welcome. You've come to the right place. How long have you two known each other?
Who? Oh, yeah. I don't know, what were we just talking about? Something else? Us. God. 15 years?
Mm-hmm.
Longer?
I reckon 15 years.
I think 15.
So my background is, if you are new to this channel, is I was a health and beauty journalist on print and magazines and TV for 30 years. And Jo basically runs the most successful beauty PR agency, or the beauty arm of a huge fashion and beauty PR agency. And I think probably when we first met, she probably looked at me and thought, who's that old lady? Then she
I didn't.
Then she got old herself. And
Nadine was one of those people that was really difficult to sort of pin down, because she never answers the phone. She don't go to launches.
because I
can't actually remember the first time. I can't remember the first time.
I can't remember the first time we met. I worked on a weekly magazine and daily newspapers and TV, so I didn't have the luxury of being on a glossy magazine and fanning around. Every glossy magazine, but fanning around having facials and going to millions of launches. I would just have loads of meetings, and I knew Jo's previous boss really well, and we would just have one-on-one meetings. And you probably came along, and we just went, right, what have we got to do? How many coverages? How many pages do we need?
Yeah.
You know, what products are coming up? What celebrities have we got? Let's get this done. And I've always been that person. So, yeah. And then what happened was, which will segue into one of our other questions, is Jo used to represent a client called John Frieda. And John Frieda, back in the day when he ran his own brand, used to do these incredibly luxurious, glamorous, amazing trips. And we probably bonded on those trips, I think.
Yeah.
Because when you spend 4 or 5 days away somewhere, you really get to know somebody, don't you?
Mm. Yeah, there's been quite a few events.
More of that to come. If you were to do a brand collaboration, what would it be with, and what brand? Doesn't have to be beauty. Tequila.
It makes you happy.
Casamigos, give me a call.
God, what would I do? Probably some kind of t-shirt or vest brand. Like, I can never find, I love vests, but I can never find ones that I love. Like t-shirts, I love t-shirts.
One of the questions is, where do you get all your t-shirts from? Because everybody loves your style.
Well, I do a lot of shopping in, actually I popped into 2 on the way here, which is why I was late.
What's true?
Popped into 2 charity shops on the way.
Oh, yeah.
The great charity shops in Chiswick.
Don't stalk me. Now you know where I live. Thanks, Jo.
But I just like wearing. I'm quite a down dresser. I hate to be overdone.
We both are.
I hate to be
We've
overdressed.
always got jeans and different t-shirts on. You wear a lot of charity, don't you? Where's this one from?
Did you not give this to me?
No.
This might be Primark. Or it might be Dan's, actually.
It is.
It could easily be
Divided.
Yeah,
H&M.
Primark. Oh, H&M, yeah. So I wear a lot of my husband's clothes as well. But yeah, anyway, so the question, brand collab would be with like a really cool t-shirt brand.
Oh my God, seriously, call her up and give her own designer line.
I think I'm too old.
No, you're not. Absolutely, that's the problem, is people think they give Alexa Chung a brand because she's really young. But you are the perfect demographic for a cool woman in her 40s. I mean, Primark should be collaborating with you. H&M should be collaborating with you. Florence and Fred at Sainsbury's should be collaborating with you.
No,
I would absolutely.
I want Comme des Garçons.
I would absolutely.
No, do you know what my favourite? Like a tour t-shirt.
You know all your rock and roll tour t-shirts? You've always got like Elvis or, you know, what's his name from The Doors on. I mean, God, you'd be amazing if you did all that. And also, you do the same thing that I love. You love an off-the-shoulder t-shirt. I love all that stuff. An interesting neckline. Oh my God, this is genius. Please, fashion
do you know what I
brands
have
out
ordered
there.
us? I told you what I've ordered us.
Beauty Hags t-shirts. Where are they?
No, it's not Beauty Hags, it's Hag Life.
Oh, Hag Life, yeah.
The first ones that came through look really cheap, so I've sent them away for different ones. But they're really funny.
We'll wear them when we do our first meet and greet. which, by the way, is coming up in another video. Want to come and meet a beauty hags? Stay tuned.
If you don't, stay away from me.
Swipe left or right, or whatever the bad one is. How do you both stay so slim?
I exercise a lot.
Can we do that again without the verb?
It's the Casamigos, isn't it? God, that was strong, isn't it? How do you what? Stay slim?
Stay so slim.
I think you have to work freaking hard at it when you're older. The older you get, the harder you have to work. When I was in my 20s, I used to eat like a trucker. Like absolute trucker. And if ever I went to my parents' house for like the weekend or whatever, my mum would always say they had to stock up the cupboards even if they'd only just like filled them up from the shopping at the weekend. I used to eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and it's all totally fine. And then I got to about 33 something and it was like, whoa, I have to put the brakes on that. And then I find that
But you're slimmer than when I first met you.
Because I'm more, but I would literally eat what I wanted when I wanted, and I would always eat the same size portions as my boyfriend. And my boyfriend was at that time, was a rugby player, and he was in the scrum rugby player, like he was a big guy, and he used to eat and eat and eat, and I would just match him.
The biggest mistake women ever make when they move in with their boyfriends is to suddenly start eating the same as their boyfriends do. Everybody puts on a stone when they first move in with their boyfriends.
And I'm sorry if that's like anti Me Too and all that kind of stuff, but it's freaking true. I remember
women cannot eat the same rate that men eat.
And I did.
Their metabolic rates are so much higher. That's just the basis of science. So how do you stay slim now?
So now it's just really, really boring and simple. The less you eat, the more you exercise, the more you move, the more you stay. But I do exercise a lot and I like it.
She does.
But I like it.
Virtually every day, don't you?
Yeah, but I do it at home. So I don't do it. I don't go to a gym. I don't pay gym fees. I don't have fancy gear. I actually do it in bare feet now. Since I broke my foot, I don't even wear trainers anymore to do it.
So you don't do high impact anything?
No, I do high impact, but you don't necessarily need it doesn't matter. Like the trainers are just there for comfort. Like if you get used to it, you can still do high impact.
Okay, so what I will do is I will ask Jo to get her top 5 DVDs, get her to give me the link. Not the DVDs, but the online YouTubes, whatever.
There's some
whatever you
amazing
people
ones.
do, you young people do out there on YouTube.
And
I will put the link down below, and so you'll get her top 5. We'll get a cardio one, a toning one, a bums and tums ones,
or a P-Volve. Oh, I've got to love a P-Volve.
No,
it's nothing to do with vulvas. Or peeing yourself.
Whereas I simply watch what I eat because I've got an injured shoulder and I've not worked out for 3 years.
She's got an injured shoulder that she's had for years.
I have.
You can't keep using that as an excuse.
No, I know. It is an excuse.
But also, it's like, once you do it, do you know what the best thing is? Is that once you exercise once, you're back in the game.
Oh, no.
Yeah, all right.
I exercised 4 times a week religiously for about 8 years. I was in the best shape of my life.
No, but mentally
Got
you're
out
back
of it
in
very
the game.
quickly. Oh, mentally I'm never out of the game.
It's very... Yeah, but I mean, I don't eat, I wouldn't eat...
I think you eat really healthily.
No, I don't. I think that's...
But I think you eat really healthily.
I don't eat that healthily.
Really?
I don't. I'm actually too much of a...
I think we're old school calories in, calories out, which is
It's
very
the only thing that
unfashionable.
bloody works.
It is, yeah. I know not all calories are created equally, but as a general rule, it kind of does make sense. And it's very boring.
Yeah, and if you drink shitloads of wine also, I find by changing wine into gin with slimline tonic...
I seriously, absolutely only drink clear spirits. I only drink vodka and tequila.
Because wine's basically like drinking a meal,
it's
isn't
sugar,
it?
Yeah, because
I mean, it's
vodka and tequila
delicious.
don't have a lot of sugar in them. And
the rice-based ones are quite good as well.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like a whole separate thing we need to do on diet and exercise. I'll do the...
Honestly, like the exercise thing is not as hard. I've only been doing that for about 2 years in the mornings at home. It's so much easier. But I get the kit.
You have to
I get
up
ready.
super early, don't you?
No, not that early. 6:30. Oh yeah, this one don't get out of bed until 8. I said, oh, I'm going to be over early tomorrow. I'll be over at 10. She made up some junk about having to do some sponsored content. I was like that, she just wants a lie-in.
I have actually been up since 6:30 and created some sponsored content this morning. But yeah,
look out for it.
She's right. Don't. Oh my God, the hate I get.
What for?
For sponsored content.
We've got to pay mortgage. Bitch got bills to pay.
I'm So can I just say, 90% of my content is completely free of charge. If you don't like my
also,
sponsored content and my advertising, don't watch
But
it.
also, what are you supposed? Like, how are you supposed to pay your bills?
I don't know.
How are you supposed to keep me in tequila?
I genuinely don't know. And tops as well.
I just got paid.
How can I motivate my mother to experiment with makeup? Tell her to watch our videos.
Yeah.
How did you meet? We genuinely don't remember, but it was through work. Through work. Okay, yeah. What cosmetic procedure would you never have? There aren't many.
Oh.
Now, we did, in our beauty video, talk about the cosmetic treatments we'd had and the cosmetic surgery we'd had, so I'm going to put that link below. But what would you never have?
What would I never have? Probably the stuff that I don't need.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, you know, I would never have lips done. I don't need it. But I would have, oh God, I'd love to have my nose done. But I'm too scared to have that done.
But you've had your boobs done.
Yeah, but like I can live with my nose. I couldn't live with the tea bag boobies. Like the empty pyramid tea bags.
I can't think of any surgery I wouldn't, or I've got a problem with having done. I would never have a Brazilian butt lift. I would never have fat sucked out somewhere and put somewhere else.
No, because that doesn't work either.
And also because I don't aspire to that type of body. The women's bodies I aspire to have got naturally curvaceous bodies. I mean, I adore Beyonce's body. I love Rihanna's body. I love Jennifer Lopez's body. I don't want to look like a Kardashian because I don't think it looks natural. Sorry.
No.
So what would you like? Say that again. So you'd like a what?
The things that I would have done.
Yeah.
My ears, like these. I want these like chipped. Yeah, I do. I'm getting those done actually. Just a little bit off the edge.
Who's going to do it?
Kris Jenner had it done. I quite liked it. I never, just a little bit because my mum has, sorry Mary, has got very flappy lobes. I don't want flappy lobes.
But you don't have flappy lobes.
Oh no, I do. I don't wear earrings. That's why.
Okay, so can we just talk about who's going to do these?
I don't know. Someone. Do you reckon I could like self-administer it? So you've got lovely little ears, haven't you?
I haven't got earlobes. They sort of just
Yeah, I know,
join in the
that's
side of my
nice. That's fine.
face.
That's all right.
This is the thing, okay, is if you keep doing it long enough, then some surgeon will get in touch and go,
Well, what about you said
you
when you
want-
were going
do
to
you
have the
want
thing
some-
going up to your nipple out of your thing and all, like I would never have that done.
what? What? What was I gonna
Nipple
do?
when you were going to have the boob job.
Oh,
you
yeah.
were going to have it like I just had them
I
done
was
like
gonna-
everyone else.
I was going to have the Secret C, it's called, which is when they put it in through. The reason I was going to go to LA is because I haven't got a crease under my boobs, so I didn't want the scar underneath. So I was going to go in through the nipple, and they won't do that in the UK.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have.
But
that.
then they won't do the Brazilian. The British Association of Aesthetic Plastic Surgeons
BAPS.
have just banned Brazilian butt lifts
Yeah, I
in the
wouldn't have
UK
that.
because so many people, a couple of people have died.
I wouldn't have anything that was out. There's so many things that are out sooner than they should be
Yes.
because the demand is there,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
I wouldn't have anything that hadn't been around and been about for a long time.
Tried
Yeah,
and tested
no.
a long time. That is the
If something
perfect
sounds
answer.
too good to be true, the chances
is.
are it is.
Yeah, that's such a good answer. What advice would you give to your younger self?
God, like, just sleep. I never slept. In my 20s, I never slept. I was so crippled by anxiety and...
Were you?
Yeah, it was awful, actually. And, like, Dan and I, like, I remember... Like,
Anxiety about what?
just, like, work. All work. I couldn't do it. I didn't
When
know
you were
what I was
first in
doing. No, I'd been doing it for a while, but I was starting to be given more and more responsibility, and I remember being given this account to handle where the spending budget was £1 million. That's when people had money to spend on PR. And I remember I just didn't sleep. I was like, just and I would wake up in the middle of the night. Like, I would fall asleep like this. I'd fall asleep so fast, and then the cortisone hormone would kick in at some point, and I would wake up and I'd be like, I can't do it, and just be like, my heart. It wasn't a panic attack. It was just panic, and I would just stay awake at night all night. If I had a launch, I never slept for a launch ever.
How long did it take you to get over it?
Not until I had kids. And when I had the kids, I was
You had
so
something more
knackered.
important.
And something more,
more important to worry about.
Yeah. So I'd say to my younger self, just sleep. It's like, this too shall pass. That has become like one of my favourite sayings. Because whenever something gets...
Put things into perspective.
Yeah, it's like this. Like when we were in Sri Lanka, like that's perspective. You know, being one day away from...
So Jo was in Sri Lanka for 2.5 weeks before the bombs, and then was due to stay at the Shangri-La a couple of days after it was bombed, and then had to be under curfew down south in Sri Lanka, and that really puts things into
Yeah, it does.
perspective,
All
doesn't
of those things, and being our age, when you lose friends or you lose family members and all of that kind of stuff, that makes things different. But having the children for me was that point where, and I was 32, 31 when I had Violet, so it wasn't until that point, but all through my 20s, I was basically wide awake.
Wired.
And not always for a good reason.
Wired and wide awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. What advice would I give to my younger self? Life is short. Life will go by so quickly, and it's really precious. And appreciate how young and damn juicy you are. Don't part with any shit. I remember literally the first time I ever slept with somebody, walking out of the room backwards because I didn't want him to see my stretch marks and cellulite. You know what? I should have stuck that arse in his face and said, "You are lucky to kiss this ass. You are not good enough to kiss this ass." Seriously? Jesus. Wept, please. Honestly.
I feel so...
Don't let men mistreat you. Don't let men
or anyone.
devalue. Don't let anybody devalue or mistreat you. Yeah, and also just you have no idea how young and juicy you really are.
Value your value.
Yeah.
And also, do you know...
And then add tax and VAT. Please.
But also, just know that, like, when you're looking at you now and I'm like that, oh, I'm 42, blah, blah, blah. When I'm 52, I'm going to be looking back at 42 and we're going...
So my one bit of advice is always have a friend that's older than you. Because they will metaphorically slap you around the face and go, you have no idea how young and hot you are.
It's not metaphorical. It's very physical. I'm really pink.
When did you know you?
Oh, I need to put up the chair.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting new chairs. These
It might not be the chair.
When did you know that you were on the right career path? What career?
Don't think I did.
How did you end up in PR?
Just complete luck.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I didn't even know what it was. I didn't go to uni.
Oh, didn't you?
Mm-mm. No, my parents were getting divorced when I was 17, 18, just when I'd finished my A-levels. So I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to go. So I just went travelling for a couple of years, which is what sort of people did then.
Yeah.
You had gap years and all that kind of stuff. Mine sort of extended a bit. And then when I came back, I just wanted to earn some money. So I went to work at... it was much easier then to get internships. And also I lived in Essex. So
in those days, interns didn't have to be paid. So essentially the entire industry, fashion, beauty and PR and magazines, was run by unpaid interns. Now it's illegal to take unpaid interns.
Which means it's hard to get an internship.
Which means it's hard to get an internship.
But I had... I remember I came back and I just wanted to work and be independent. I didn't want to live with my mum because my mum and dad were separated at this point, and I didn't want to live with either of them. And my brother lived with one and my dad lived with the other, so I was the one in between, and it was like I couldn't choose because whatever choice I made would be siding with, and it was just quite complicated. So I came back and then I just started working at an advertising agency in the West End, just helping out doing...
And also advertising sounds so glamorous, doesn't it?
It was better back then. But they also had a PR division. They were like, do you want to do some work in the PR division? I was like, yeah, amazing. They're like, you know what editorial is, don't you? I was like, yeah.
That's the thing, when you're young,
idea.
That's the secret. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Oh, you always go, yes! And then go away and think, what the hell is that? What have I just volunteered for?
Yeah. And then, so that I just sort of found something that I was good at. You know about this? You just went like this.
I think she's good at it. No, she is really good at it.
You did go to uni?
I did go to uni, and I came out and I didn't know what I wanted to do.
What did you do at uni?
I did psychology. So I started off doing psychology and ended up doing a bit of politics, a bit of sociology. I ended up with a science degree because the first 2 years I did psychology, so I did all my basic science units. And then I came out, had no idea what I wanted to do, but knew I would never go back home. So I had to get a job. So in those days, you could just walk into a temping agency, and there used to be something called graduate appointments on Oxford Street. And I went into graduate appointments and went, hello, I'd like to work, please. And they went, do you have any secretarial skills? I went, oh, yeah. Now, in
35 words a minute.
Those days, seriously.
I know. They hooked you up, didn't they? Yeah.
They gave me a typing test and they gave me a filing test. They realised I was completely useless. but obviously just would do anything for a paycheck. So I worked at various different places, and one day I ended up at a magazine, which was a really unglamorous trade magazine in the ad team. And I just thought, oh, this is quite good fun. They're young people, they're really good fun, you know. It was the sort of 80s, so there was lots of drinking and going out and having fun and all that sort of stuff. But like most offices, these really short partitions, so you can see over into the other departments,
okay,
which
to where
is
the
really
consumer...
good. So you're going, so I'm in advertising, but those really glamorous women over there, they're in editorial. What are they doing? I'm like...
Even though they're at Pig Farmers Weekly.
British Printer. It's a monthly magazine, seriously. It's so unglamorous. But these really glamorous women worked in editorial. And
But where did you learn to write, though?
so, well, a job became available, and I didn't go for it because I never thought I'd get it, because I was just helping with the practicalities of getting me advertising in and all that stuff like that. And one day, but then when the editor, you see, this is how you're really smart. The editor I used to get all the junk jobs. I was basically an assistant. And when the editor who was a really kind man, used to put his stuff, I always used to do his stuff first and take extra work, extra time doing it and do a really good job.
Diligence, though,
I know,
isn't it?
exactly. And the job became available, and I didn't go for it. And one day the phone rang, and it was my editor, and he said, hi Nadine, you haven't applied for the job. And I said, well, no, I never thought I'd get a job with you in a million years. He said, come round and talk to me. And actually, in the time I'd been working at the magazine, I'd started just cold calling magazines. There used to be free magazines handed out on the tube.
Oh my God, Girl About Town, Miss London. Yeah, of course.
And I'd sent off like movie reviews and nightclub reviews and stuff like
Hustling,
that.
right?
Yeah. And I'd had a couple of bits published. So I sort of went round with this like three pieces of published work that was so sad. And
it makes me so...
I know.
No, but it makes me just think, yes, you did it.
Yeah.
No one said to you, oh, this is my godfather or goddaughter.
Oh, God,
give him a job.
No, otherwise I'd still be working in a factory in Camberley. And I essentially sat down, and he said, so why didn't you apply for the job? And I said, well, I never thought I'd get it. And he said, and he was one of those really smart guys that thought, better to take somebody that's enthusiastic and efficient.
And cheap.
And basically mould them in your own image, which is what you want, rather than a graduate who thinks they can rule the world. And I was like, okay, fine. And I said, so I didn't go for the job. And he said, yeah, but somebody told me that you're writing for some magazines. And I said, yeah. So I got this portfolio out. And he went to me, okay, you've got the job. Aww. And I said, why? And he said, because I can just tell you'll work really hard.
Also, it's much easier because you're already in the office.
Yes.
You know, you're already there. You can just transfer
Which is why
over.
unpaid internship at the time were really important, because even though you weren't paid anything, and it did obviously bias you towards middle-class girls and upper-class girls who didn't have an income, I had unpaid interns, and 99% of the time they were a waste of time. And when somebody came through within 10 minutes, you knew if they were going to make it or not.
I always think it's amazing, like whenever someone emails me directly and says, whether there's a job or not a job, and just says, I love your agency, I love your clients, I would be absolutely delighted to meet you just to chat. If there's anything that people who take the sort of that proactive approach and not just wait to be sort of for a job to come up or whatever, because you don't know when a job is coming up. And when you manage, because I've been managing a team of about 30 odd people, you don't know when someone's going to leave. You don't know when you're going to be needing people, but what you do always remember is a good person. So anyone approaches you
also,
directly.
they're not just the blanket email that goes, I really like your work, can I come and work with you? Here's my CV. That have taken the time to research who you are and who your clients are.
And it doesn't take long.
And that's the advantage that you've got over the old workforce ethic where you basically had to work for free for years. Nowadays, this is everything you need to research.
Yeah.
Every person and every client and every PR agency and every magazine and every online person, because it's all there, including their email addresses, which you never had in those days.
And you can get
had
direct
to type
access.
out a letter and post it to somebody, and that's really important. And essentially, you've just got to say, I really admire you, I really like your work, I love your content, I love whatever, your clients, your magazine. I would just love to come in and see you, work with you for a couple of days,
Flattery.
Yeah.
We all love it.
Get you everywhere.
True though. Do you know what I mean? It's like...
True. Yeah.
It's useful.
Now, Jo does PR. Is there conflict when you do beauty content for the Beauty Hags?
Conflict for what?
As in, do you just mention your clients?
Yeah, of course. Well, you pay me, don't you?
I wish.
I only talk about things that I like.
Yes, you do. And can I just say, You don't work for Cosmetic CC Cream. You don't work for Herbarium.
No.
Who else do you mention
Mac.
constantly that you don't work
NARS.
for? Yeah, NARS.
But also, I just think that that's what gives me access to... Also, I don't get paid to be here.
No, she really doesn't.
I don't.
She doesn't.
Apart from entering tequila.
No,
I don't. I feel like I get really excited about stuff. And the stuff that I think you can tell when someone loves something, and if they don't. There are tons of products that I don't talk about.
Yeah, me too. Okay. How did you survive your 20s, boys, money, career? We've talked about career. How did you survive your 20s, boys and money? God, it's hard in your 20s and 30s. I was broke until I was in my early 40s. Literally living from hand to mouth.
But that's all part of it,
I know,
though, isn't it?
It's fun.
It's all part of it. It's all. I was telling my husband the other day that we used to, when we were in our 20s, probably in my late teens as well, we would smuggle into like clubs and stuff, small bottles of like vodka, and stuff in our like wherever, handbags, whatever.
Knowing you wouldn't be frisked.
Yeah, because no one really did it then, and we would just buy Cokes and then just tip it in because we couldn't afford to buy vodka and Coke or whatever.
I remember in my 20s, we'd get to the end of the week or the month and we'd buy a family-sized bag of spuds and huge tins of beans and basically live off sweet corn tins,
mashed potato, baked potatoes, and pasta.
Oh yeah,
and microwave meals. I always had microwave meals.
Although, funnily enough, they're more expensive in the long term.
Yeah, but they're fast, aren't they? And it's just like nothing's about nutrition. It's just about being like fed, isn't it? I just think everyone survives their 20s in quite a similar way.
Also, in a way, I feel sorry for people that get given everything at a really young age because you don't learn who you are. You don't learn to stand on your own 2 feet. Notice that at one point, Joe and I both said we could not go and live back home. I would do anything other than go and live back home. And if you have that drive to stand on your own 2 feet, you will make it work. You really will. I mean, I was lucky. I have flatmates that I met at university and we all shared together and bunked in together. But we would rent a 2-bedroom flat and 4 of us would live in it to make ends meet. I mean, we just literally would do it. We all shopped in second-hand stores.
And you go to events just to like have
eat and drink
and have free like booze and stuff like that. But that was, and you drunk shit wine and like, you know, you just didn't. I didn't wear great clothes, obviously, because I couldn't afford any. But it was just
Warehouse was the place to shop
weekend.
for me in the 80s and 90s, and used to save up to go and buy one thing in Warehouse. This was way before Primark, TK Maxx. There was no throwaway fashion. Even the throwaway fashion. It wasn't even H&M. No, there wasn't.
But also
it was great. Oh my God, the 80s was such a good time to be young. Such a good time. Your 90s was your era.
90s, yeah. Mine was always like, we used to sneak into Glastonbury. So we used to be able to climb. Did you live close to Glastonbury then?
No.
Oh no. So we used to. It's like you do bloody miles away.
No, it is. Yeah.
But we used to. Then you could sneak in. So we used to climb over the walls and like sneak in and just stay there all weekend. We used to do like disgusting stuff that I couldn't do now.
Whereas I went to Glastonbury once in a car in my mid-20s, used a Portaloo and left straight away.
Did you?
Do I look like?
Oh no, I'm a total
festival person. Yeah. Completely.
Whoa, chair! This chair's got to go.
How do you stay fierce in your 40s and 50s?
Just like I think you just naturally do. No, it's like it's not like we could both.
I think we work in an industry where we're surrounded by incredibly creative, youthful people. So,
but I think young people.
Your entire team is younger than you.
Yeah,
right?
But brilliant. I learned so much from them.
Exactly.
And like you need to be like, I don't look at girls that are in their 20s and think, oh, you're so lucky you've got all that collagen and you're like whatever. I just look at them and think, I was there once. Like I used to be that person that someone else was looking at that time, and I can learn so much from these kids. Like I have to go to them, kids. That's really patronising. That's not what I meant at all. Women, because I only work with women in my team, and I have to go to them the whole time. And I have to say to them, what does mensch mean? What does hench mean?
Fetch. Do you remember the eyeshadow palette? And you went, fetch. Not go fetch or fetch it or anyway. Can I just say fetch is a reference to Mean Girls?
Is it no idea? No, like all of this stuff about these dabbing. Do you know that? Dabbing? I'm like, what the hell is a dabbing? Flossing? I'm like, have you seen flossing?
Flossing's what Dr. Uchenna Okoye makes me do to my teeth. That's all I know.
It's also this.
If you were a beauty product, what product would you be and why?
I know what you would be. A retinol. An acid take off 4
No,
layers.
do you know what I'd be?
What?
I'd be an immovable, permanent, dark brown eyeliner.
Really?
Yeah, never coming off through thick or thin.
I'd be probably a
bright lip, surely.
a bold lip. Yeah, a bold matte lip.
Yeah, completely. Can you do a James Charles makeup video? I've no idea what that means.
Who's that? Oh, I know who he is. It's not my vibe.
Isn't it?
mean, we should do it, but
Should we do it for a laugh?
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
That's my battery about to run out. So
Oh, good.
So-
Let's talk about John Charles.
James Charles. John Charles, James Charles. Shall we do a video? Yes, let's do it.
Okay,
No
like
idea
an
what it is.
Instagram
but
makeup.
We'll do it. Oh yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Oh my god,
I loved it. Did you
such
see
good
when
fun.
Sam Chapman's daughter did her
Yeah,
makeup? That was
she's
amazing.
so
I mean, she
beautiful.
obviously looked amazing.
So beautiful. How do you stay positive and avoid negativity? We are both really positive people. We do love an occasional little sidebar of what's going on, but then we snap ourselves out of it, don't we?
I just think it's a very sort of
It's a slippery slope.
aging space. Like, keep your negativity. Like, there's a lot of sad stuff in the world. There's a lot of things that you should get upset about, and when people get upset about things that aren't worth it getting upset about, I just think fuck the fuck off.
Get your head out of your negative backside, really, and put things into perspective. Now, this is the thing is, we love a rant and we love a bit of a bitch. But if you're not being funny while you're doing it, don't do it.
Yeah, stay at home.
Stay at home. Really, that's true, isn't it?
I know.
I
Just
love
like
to make people smile. I really love making people smile.
just
And I love the feedback we get on these videos because people absolutely love you and I not taking ourselves seriously. And that's the secret. Don't take yourself seriously. You're not that important. Really, no one cares. You're not that important. And if you always keep that in the back of the mind, you'll never take yourself so seriously and you'll be fun. And then people will care because they want to be around you. They'll want to be in your gang because you're fun.
Negativity needs company. It really does. It's like, be positive, and also just like, we were always talking, like my mum was like, put a smile on it.
As my dad always used to say when I was growing up, and I grew up in a real working class, tough love family, so, nobody cares about a whinger. Come on, pick yourself up, get on, you'll be fine. Move on, girl, you'll be fine. And you know what? He was absolutely right. Absolutely right.
That you're not gonna,
My dad loved me more than life itself. Yeah, absolutely. Right, there you go. They are the Beauty Hags non-beauty questions. Coming up next, we're going to do an event. Do you want to come and meet us? Do you want to come and hang out? Do you want goodie bags?
It's when the subscribers go.
No and out. Is it swipe left or swipe right on Tinder? I never know which one.
I never
Which
did
is the
it.
bad one. Me neither.
I
We're too old.
sometimes have dreams that I've done it.
Really?
Well, only that I found myself single and I thought, right, the minute that I've like, my husband, I've had.
We'd be on Raya anyway.
What's that?
Raya's the Instagram app with all
What's
the
that?
celebrities on it.
Oh, I don't think they'd let us on there.
I got a verified tick. They can't say no.
We've all got a tick.
Watch yourself. You have, only because I got you in to bloody YouTube and Facebook. Can I just say
Thanks, Christina.
thank you, Christina.
Oh, she's engaged.
Oh. Also, you're going to be an MBE, OBE stroke Sir, Madam, Queen soon with the beauty banks. Please, you're going to sew. Anyway, so Dan, watch yourself. She'll be on Raya. She'll be dating Keanu before you know it.
Oh, he won't care. He'll be like that. He'll be opening the door for me. I'll be on the back of his foot.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'll see you soon. Stay tuned. Next video, we're going to do an event.